Hello, and welcome to Ascending Without Wings. My name is Raina, and welcome to my channel. This is the reading for our lovely Aries people for the total lunar eclipse of the super wolf blood moon that we're having on the 20th and the 21st. And eclipse energies tend to be stretched out to about 2 weeks, and a lot of us feel them before they actually hit. So a lot of us have been feeling it for a few days now. But it's the 20th here in Sydney, so I thought it was a good time to do this. So these readings are going to be based around the energies sort of that you'll be dealing with, and that will be around you for the next 2-week period. So going from the 20th of January through to the 3rd of February. But I will also be doing my normal weekly tarot readings next week anyhow. So yes, that said, please feel free to like, share, or subscribe if you feel the urge to do so. I am going to start off the reading because it's a major astrological event going on. I'm actually going to start off with some astrology cards from this lovely deck. I am sorry about letting guys. I will try and work on that. Let me just first card out is the planet card. So it looks like Mercury, which is how you think, communicate, write, talk, and travel, is the area of your life that's being affected at the moment. I usually check them with the pendulum, but when it's that much of a obvious fly out, I almost feel like it's rude to check. Let's get your house card and then check both. And you might go, what house is affected for the Aries people for this total lunar eclipse of the super wolf blood moon. What house is affected for Aries, please? Okay. Sorry. Can I please have the house card for Aries? Okay, so something about, I will check first. Here's your micro. Both of these correct. Okay, so the 7th house is affected for Aries, which is the area of your life which is about long-term significant partners, romantic, business, or family. So long-term relationships of any description, basically. 6th house. But, this is lifelong. Family, friendships can be lifelong. Marriages can be lifelong, or are usually intended to be when they start. So yeah. All the very, very long-term friendships, relationships, the ones that actually really matter, the ones that make you who you are, they contribute to your personality. And Mercury, how you think, communicate, write, and talk, and travel. So how you communicate with your loved ones, your ability to communicate with your loved ones, those ones that have been there for the long haul or are there for the long haul. I'll just have a very quick read of the info that's in the book in regards to both the 7th house, turn straight to the 7th house. So let's start with that, okay? So yeah, this is an area of your life that is concerned with the significant other, and there is a focus on them. Traditionally, it's about someone's husband or wife and public enemy. And it's a bit strange to put those two together, but when you dig a little bit deeper, it's actually about the adjustment of enmity, hostility, and animosity, but requires further explanation. So the act of relating runs the gamut for deep affection and harmony to hatred and fighting. In order for us to hate someone, we have to have a relationship of sorts with them. So, there has to be some form of attachment, some form of investment in your interaction with this person for there to be any potential for there to be unpleasant feelings or positive feelings. So yeah, we're having an emotional response to them, so they stir in us in some way, even if the emotion is not a desirable one. For the opposite of love is not hate, it's indifference. If we are indifferent to someone, they're not found in the seventh house, or they aren't important enough. There you are. So let's have a look at Mercury. Excuse me. Okay, so Mercury. Current energy is focused on the part of your personality that is represented by the planet Mercury. So in astrology, it represents your mind and thinking, therefore, how you talk, write, and communicate in general is the part of you that is activated at the moment. And it may be that you have to gather information so that you are more informed on a subject, and the internet or public library might be a good place to start. However, Mercury's greatest skill is in the act of dialoguing with others. So you are urged to talk and listen as much as possible. Be concerned with how you speak to others and consider whether further explanation would remove the possibility of misunderstandings. Mercury retrograde is just what I just heard. It's like, yeah, we know about Mercury retrograde when communication in any form kind of falls apart. Simple little message is so impossible to get through to another person. So, being concerned with how you speak to others and considering whether further explanation from you might possibly remove the possibility of misunderstandings. So sometimes we think we have explained something clearly, but more talking can reveal crossed wires. There you are. So yeah, just especially when it's to do with the seventh house, this is like, for those of you who are married, how you communicate with your spouse, partner, other half, whatever you term you prefer. It's very, very important, and there's a major emphasis on it with this eclipse. So, and for those of you who are single, maybe you're kind of evaluating how in past relationships you have communicated with your partner, and what the results have been, and how you might actually be having like little aha moments and seeing how or where your communication may have actually left space open for misunderstandings or for people to assume the wrong thing or see you in the wrong light because you didn't explain it properly, or maybe there might be cultural barriers and things like that. Like being in Australia, I know that Australia, we have a few little terms that are very sort of Australian slang, I guess you could call it. And so a lot of people from overseas don't necessarily get what you mean, and they're very local sort of terms. So that can be a bit sort of off-putting, and it can create issues with communication. But I feel like for those of you that are single, it could just be this thing of you're sort of reevaluating how you may have contributed to miscommunications in your past relationships. And it's kind of like, it's all part of the ascension process and growing up and stuff like that. You kind of start being more authentic and owning your opinions, views, stand on things, I guess you could say. So yeah, I guess you could be reevaluating how you handle things when it comes to relationships in general, or you could be reevaluating things in regards to how you've handled things with a particular person. Twin flames come to mind right now because I know a lot of twin flames are in physical distance from their twin. They may or may not have met them previously. So, some of you might be sort of playing things out in your head about when you do meet your twin, how you're going to interact with them, how you want to be with them, because, you've ascended and you've grown so much and you've evolved that your previous relationships, and when you look at it now, you're kind of like, oh, this, I should have done this, and I would do that differently now. Because yes, you have ascended and you've evolved so much. So you've become more secure in yourself and more self-assured, and you know exactly what you want in life a little bit more now as well. I really get a feeling of like some major maturity that's kind of a recent development, and you're kind of still getting into those shoes, getting comfortable, like breaking in those shoes almost. Yeah, throughout the ascension process, you kind of realize, wow, grown up a bit. And I've had my moments where I kind of just stop and go, oh, hang on, I'm thinking like that, like really, I have grown up. And we all have those moments where you kind of go, wow, okay, I'm making progress because I can tell I'm changing and I'm thinking differently and talking and behaving differently. My reactions to things are minimal because I'm not so triggered. I've healed so much. I've come so far. And just a shift in perspective will do that for you. You don't have to do that with healing or have made so much progress. It's just a natural kind of unfoldment in the process, I guess. Okay, just saying you're only my second reading for the Eclipse. So first reading had 12 cards. Just going by those standards, that was the 12th one that just fell into my lap. So I'm going to check if these are correct. And we can move on. Angel Michel. All these cards are correct in the right order. And other ones that are in reverse, meant to be in reverse. Okay. Thank you. All right. So just check these out. We have the Page of Cups, followed by the Magician, and then the Seven of Pentacles, Ten of Pentacles, Hanged Man. Then we've got the Eight of Pentacles, then the Seven of Wands, the Queen of Cups, King of Swords in reverse, Ten of Wands, Five of Swords, and then the Queen of Swords. Some really nice, great energy cards, and some not so fortunate energy cards. So I'm just going to, before I get too into it, full clarifiers for a few of these, if I could pronounce my words properly. Okay, so can I please clarify the Page of Cups? Clarify, thank you. Sorry, guys. Archangel Michel. Is that the correct clarifier? Or should it be in there? Okay. Sorry, guys, I'm just checking something. Okay. All right. Michael, can I clarify the Magician? What are we manifesting? What area of life? Is it love? Is it money? What? I guess. What is the clarifier for the Magician? Okay. So is a card following the Magician technically like a clarifier for the Magician? Okay, thank you. Okay. Okay. Sorry. All right. Okay, please clarify the Hanged Man. I'm just trying to sort of think out, like, can I get the flow? If I can't get the flow, I will get clarifiers for, excuse me, certain cards. You're Michael. Both of these clarifying the hangman. Okay. All right, so we've got 2 clarifiers for the hangman. All right, please clarify. Trying to decide whether I want to clarify the 8 of Pentacles or the 7 of Wands and colorful there. I can do it. Does this clarify the 8 of Pentacles? 7 of Wands? Thank you. I love how he knows where I'm going to end up going anyway. It really helps. Okay, Archangel Michel. Please clarify the Queen of Cups. Who is the Queen of Cups? Is it Aries that we're talking about? Michael, is this clarifying the Queen of Cups? Should we in reverse? Okay, interesting. All right, please clarify the King of Swords in reverse. Flies out. God. Is this the clarifier for the King of Swords in reverse? Okay. Please clarify the 5 of Swords. What are we talking about? Anything? First. I can't do my. Is this seriously the clarifier for the 5 of Swords? That make more sense if I put the clarifier for the 10 of Wands. Okay, so can I have a clarifier for the 10 of Wands then, please? Is that the character? Okay, and just to end that, please clarify the Queen of Swords. Okay. Is this a Queen of Swords clarifier? Yes. Okay. Interesting. Sometimes I should just not pull clarifiers and just go with it like I ended up doing with the last reading. Went okay. Now I'm getting more confused than when I started. Anyway, I'm just going to go with it, okay? So, my lovely Aries people, for the Eclipse energies, we have for you the first card, the Page of Cups. So, Page of Cups is traditionally about a person making a offer of something very deeply heartfelt and emotional. They're, apart from just his cup of love that he's offering the person that he's making this offer to, there's a little fish in there. So for me, it's kind of like, he's giving you all his love, but there's a little part of his heart or his soul that he's added to it. This is kind of like the utmost devotion and kind of, this is body, mind, and soul kind of love. And this is a very deep connection, soulmate, twin flames, definitely. And this is very sincere and very innocent kind of offer and innocent kind of love, because pages are very kind of a young energy. They're quite immature energy, really. They can be like, teenagers to sort of early 20s kind of thing, but they're very enthusiastic and they're very loving and they're very, very sincere. And they are messengers. So this is a very sincere message that I feel like you want to deliver, or somebody wants to deliver to you, whatever the case may be. But when I pull the clarifier, it's clarified by the 4 of Swords in reverse. So the 4 of Swords, when it's in the upright, it's about needing rest and feeling quite drained and exhausted. Needing time in nature to ground yourself and to basically rest and like nurture your soul as well as your body. And it's very much, needing to get out of your head, needing to stop worrying, stop thinking, and just having a bit of me time and really doing things that will actually rejuvenate you and nourish you, like having salt baths and things like that. But in the reverse, it's kind of like you're not doing that. Whoever this person is that wants to make this offer is actually in need of a lot of rest and rejuvenation so they can integrate the intense energies that are coming down at the moment. Because this eclipse is quite intense, and I've actually felt it for about 3-4 days prior to this. And it's been crazy. And I know it's very different for people that are predominantly divine masculine energy holders, and people that are predominantly divine feminine masculine energy divine feminine energy holders. Sorry, I'm eating my words today. So, despite the fact that we all have masculine and feminine within us, we can sort of, tend to be predominantly one or the other, and sometimes we can switch back and forth, and whatever the case may be. But this is, whether this is you that has been wanting to, feeling the urge to, and definitely almost like building up to making this offer, and sending this message or making this point known to the person, whether it be in person, through some form of communication, written, electronic, whatever. But because you're not resting and you're not sort of taking care of yourself, you're quite drained, things like that. It's all quite overwhelming. So yes, this might be a great idea, and your heart sort of soars every time you think about it, and you're just like, oh my God, I really, really want to do this, and let's do it, kind of thing. It's almost like a bit of a case of self-sabotage. It's, you want to do it, you are quite excited about doing it, your heart's in it, but you just can't seem to put it into action because you're drained, you're exhausted, you're not at your best, you're not at your strongest right now, you're quite drained, and lack of sleep, lack of good nutrition, lack of hydration, all of that will have its effects on you. And with the kind of energies that we're getting at the moment, they are quite intense and they're heavy duty. So when you're integrating a lot of light into your body, when you're sort of slowly progressing along this path, you do need to be gentle with yourself, because I really feel that it, like, even with my talking, it's kind of like I'm stopping and starting. It's kind of, I feel the urge that to speak, to actually make whatever this declaration is to this person that you're offering this cup with the beautiful fish in it. There's an absolute ocean of emotion flowing behind this person. So there's a deep, deep love for this person, whoever, if Aries, this is you contemplating somebody else, you absolutely adore this person. They are they're the one and only person that you really want to be with. And I believe you only see yourself as being with this person. But because you are lacking in self-care and things like that at the moment, you're quite drained and depleted. And so even if you do want to do it, you just not functional and don't have the energy levels right now to sort of bring yourself around to actually, stepping forward and making this declaration and actually speaking your truth. And also, like, when I say speaking your truth, my eyes go straight to the two astrology cards that we have, which was the 7th house and Mercury. They're both blue, which is the throat chakra color. So I feel like a lot of people, this eclipse, a lot of Aries, I feel like you guys are actually going to be the ones speaking your truth. You're the Page of Cups, definitely. Now that I think of it this way. That's definitely the vibe in this reading. So the second card we actually have for you is the Magician. Aries, you guys are natural manifestors as it is. So when I see this in your reading, it's just like, gee, universe, rub it in the rest of our faces. Thank you. Like, I don't know how, but there's something about your energetic makeup as an Aries. You guys really are master manifestors. You don't have to try very hard. Even unawakened Aries, I know, like, they manifest at a monumental rate, and you're just like, how? you don't even know about laws of attraction. How are you doing this stuff? So yeah, you're at the moment, we're in like fourth dimensional energy anyway. So we're manifesting a lot faster than we were previously when we were in, the third dimensional paradigm energy. So we are manifesting at a monumental rate. So maybe this is a little bit of a reminder and a warning, maybe. Careful what you wish for, because you might just get it. And then when it presents itself, you can't exactly freak out and run away. You gotta handle your stuff. But that's me just being a cheeky person. Holding my horses also when I'm realizing that this is accompanied by the card of patience. So I believe there is something that you are manifesting. I believe it's actually you're trying to manifest your empire with your soulmate or twin flame. Twin flame was the first word that came to my mind, so I better put that out there. So yeah, definitely twin flames. Those who are not in communication, if you're a crosswatcher right now and your twin flame is in Aries, they could definitely. Well, let's wait until the end of this reading to sort of conclude that. But just with the throat chakra energy that I picked up on, and the fact that this Aries is definitely not resting enough, is not getting. Yeah, they're quite exhausted, or they're coming out of a stage of exhaustion. More like, because it is in reverse, so it's exhaustion. It's kind of like, I feel like because it is a clarifier, also it's the explanation as to why there may have been a delay in communication for some of you. A lot of twin flames may be communicating, but it's just sort of very cool and detached and distant. Some twin flames are married and not married to their twin, and going through divorces and things like that. So, I can understand how your twin being outside of that scenario might have backed off a bit and given you a bit of space to sort of do whatever you have to do. So maybe now that after this eclipse, there might be a bit more communication. Or you, Aries, like whether you're a twin flame or not, regardless, there might be, long-term friendships or relationships that you may have walked away from, that you might sort of be feeling the urge to reach out because, hey, maybe, absence makes the heart grow fonder. When it's meant to be, it most certainly does. So, yeah, I'm getting a few different sort of lines of vibes here. So, yeah, it's very possible that a lot of the Aries are quite drained and depleted, so they're not stepping forward and, stepping up to their twin flame or their soulmate and making this declaration, but they are actually, in their own little world trying to manifest a happy ending with their twin flame or their soulmate, or to mend bridges with their partner or, soulmate, boyfriend, girlfriend, whoever. But I really feel like there is definitely an aspect of Aries really feeling the energies lately. Having their highs and lows like we all do. However, Aries is coming out of a stage of feeling quite drained and depleted. So you're starting to feel more like yourself. You're feeling more in control. And you're very focused on your manifesting. But there's definitely a very, very strong message to you to be patient, okay? Because when we manifest, our visualizations basically manifest our whatever we're trying to manifest in higher dimensions. And it takes time, non-linear time, for it to actually filter down the dimensions and to materialize in the third dimension where we and our physical selves are. Okay, so patience, my friends, patience. I know it's the most dreaded P word around these days, especially for me, but I've learned to become friends with it. Not by choice, by circumstance, but a good lesson to learn, I have to say. Okay, so I'm going to move on. So I feel like the patience is required on the manifesting because you're actually trying to manifest your Ten of Pentacles. Now, Ten of Pentacles is, you know, an empire. Two people coming together, can be, you know, partners, business partners, could be, well, this is the thing. It's Ten of Pentacles. So it's referring to the material world, financial, material things. Okay. This is why I'm saying could be business partners because it's Ten of Pentacles. This is a very abundant, very successful and abundant and successful business empire. Okay. It's all about the money. It's all about having the good things in life, having all your needs met and some, you know, not having to worry about how you're going to be able to afford your next holiday or, you know, to be able to buy a car if you need to or something like that. You know, like you have no cares in the world when it comes to finances. And there is a couple there, but you know, they kind of look like, yes, they're having a quick little chat, but they look like they're walking in opposite directions as well. So this is kind of like, you know, could be husband and wife that come together to build an empire, you know, very successful business, and home life as well, because they've also got, like, there is the kids there, there's the dogs there, there's the in-law, mother-in-law, maybe, standing in the forefront, and it looks like, you know, almost like a, at the front there, it's like a big wall, like you'd have in front of the gates of a castle almost. It's like an estate. So, you know, it's very abundant, very lush. All their needs are met. There's nothing lacking here. There's pomegranate there, which is, you know, like a classic symbol of fertility. So fertility is life and positivity and lush surroundings, ultimately, you know. So fertility is not always about, you know, childbirth and reproduction and things like that. You can have a fertile / abundant, you know, yeah. I'm sure the people I'm speaking to out there get what I'm trying to say. So yes. So yeah, the manifesting is coming, and you're dreaming big. So big thumbs up there, Aries. But yeah, do remember to be patient because yes, you've put it out there to the universe. Yes, you've visualized. Yes, you've, you know, maintained that frequency of feeling like it's here. Just maintain it because you keep that frequency, that love frequency of you feeling the way you would when you had this Ten of Pentacles scenario that you're trying to manifest. It magnetizes it to you faster. So yes, the only thing you really can do right now that you've put it out to the universe, is maintain that visualization and feel the happy vibes that you would have and live as if it's basically how, you know, what you're trying to manifest is actually your reality, is what I'm trying to say. Because at the moment, I feel like this eclipse is a big leveling up for you. The reason why I'm saying this, sort of, is because you've got the Hangman. So the Hangman traditionally is about being in a state of suspension almost, you know, kind of left hanging in the balance. It's not indecision. It's, you know, there's seasons and cycles in life. There's times to sow seeds and times to wait for them to sprout and, you know, bear fruit. And there's times to harvest them, and there's other times to have a rest. You know, that kind of a vibe, you know, seasonal cycles. There's some reference that's sort of floating in the back of my head. I can't sort of pinpoint it. So obviously it mustn't be relevant. But the other thing that I always relate this card to, not always, when it feels right, is Odin, the Norse god. Okay. He was said to have sacrificed an eye, having cut it out himself, and hung upside down for 6 days to attain spiritual enlightenment. So this is about major sacrifice for evolution, you know, soul evolution. The journey of self-mastery can be quite taxing at times. but it can also be very liberating and empowering and very, very beautiful, as I'm sure many of you out there already know. Okay, so I did pull clarifiers for this, and there's 2 clarifiers. You know how I had said, careful what you wish for? Yeah, I'm having one of those moments right now. The 2 clarifiers, just so that you can get why I'm saying that, are the Sun card and the 5 of Swords. 2 very different energies. So, so I feel like this might be applying to various categories of people out there. So some of you have made a lot of sacrifices and are going through quite a leveling up stage. That is also possibly why your manifestations aren't materializing, because right now is not the right time for you. You're kind of in the stages of being prepared yourself by your soul and your higher self, spiritually and possibly even emotionally and mentally, for what is to come. When you do manifest your empire, are you going to lose your head, Aries? Are you going to get ungrounded and get a bit too, materialistic, a bit too God of War, channeling your inner God of War aspect, Aries? We don't want to do that. So this is why I feel like you're going through this stasis almost. That's the word that I just heard. It's like, yeah, maybe you're feeling like you're a little bit stuck, like your life is hanging in the balance, like you don't know whether you're coming and going or what, because this is a little bit of a, wishy-washy kind of energy, like not knowing what's going to happen, because the thing that's holding you to that tree, is it going to snap any second and you're going to land on your head kind of vibe. So I'm going to go with the positive one first. Those of you that the Sun card is the clarifier. Yeah, this is the prelude to a very, very positive, very exciting new beginnings. Like the first day of the rest of your life kind of feeling. Very, very positive, happy new beginnings are on the horizon. They're not far. Like I really feel like my solar plexus is giving me that little anxious butterfly feeling right now. It's like it's coming. it's almost here. And that kind of anxious feeling is like, that's when something's quite literally at your door. You get that feeling. And it's a very exciting feeling. I can't wipe the smile off my face just tuning into that vibe. Aries, I like it. For those of you that this applies to, really beautiful new beginnings, new career, new relationship, new leveling up, a new you, version 5.0, whatever, of yourself. Through the ascension process, I'm sure we have like at least 3-4 versions of ourselves that we go through. But yeah, some of you guys, this is really beautiful energy. Like this is the happiest, most positive, brightest, vibrant, love for life kind of energy in the world. Like this is about all eyes on you, Aries. Okay. You are like brighter than the sun and more awe-inspiring, basically. Like sunflowers grow facing the sun in this card. They're actually facing towards you, Aries. So you are pretty awe-inspiring and amazing. And you are the center of attention. And you're quite content with that. And you're have no inhibitions. This baby is naked and doesn't have a care in the world. So I like this energy, guys. This is very much, to me, almost like the after the Fool card, where you've taken your leap of faith. And this is like, ta-da! This is your reward for your leap of faith, where the universe is like, all your dreams, all your wildest imaginations, there you are, madame or sir, served on a platter for you. You wanted to be, whatever, CEO of your own yo-yo company. There you are. You've got it. You're an overnight success. I really feel like some really beautiful, amazing blessings are right around the corner for some of you guys. And this is why you're kind of in this little hangman stage. Hangman is major arcana too, guys. And so you've got the magician as a major arcana, which is just embodying your energy of being a kick-ass manifester, if you don't mind me saying. And the hangman energy, it's kind of like, the cycles and waves in life. You're just going through a little lull at the moment before some really exciting opportunities, great things, positive things open up that could be in all areas of life. Your relationships will be getting stronger and more. There'll be a deepening of bonds, whether that be with siblings or parents or partner. It's just kind of like you're kind of coming into your own, like you understand yourself better, so you're able to interact better with the world around you. So yeah, really, really good. But for those of you, the Seven of Swords is the clarifier for this. I feel like there's someone or a situation that's almost like stealing your sanity. Because in this card, you can see this guy, he's running around on a battlefield after everybody else has gone to tend to their wounds, and console the other people that are mourning and miserable. He's running around stealing all the things that are worth anything, which are the swords made of metal. So this is the card of the thief. It's can be quite an unpleasant energy. On occasion, it's been a narcissistic one. This time, I'm happy to report I'm not picking that up. I just get this little, so something, whatever that was sort of stealing your sanity. Like, this is like swords represent thoughts and words. So the thoughts and words that float around in your head, they were kind of driving you a little bit insane, but it's kind of like your thoughts were basically the thief for your sanity and your emotional stability. And I feel like with the hangman, I think you're almost seeing that, and you're realizing how you are your own worst enemy with stewing and over analyzing and magnifying things bigger than what they actually are. Because trust me, when you make assumptions, when you don't fully understand the sentiment or the intention behind what somebody says, especially with our friends, families, loved ones, like the people that you've known for a long time, it's almost like we get to this stage where we get almost embarrassed in asking for clarification, and just to make sure that we kind of get exactly what the other person means. It's like, well, hang on, just because we've known each other for many, many years doesn't mean that you don't clarify something if that could result in a misunderstanding and for that to cause tension or awkwardness or funniness in your relationship. So I kind of feel like this is you kind of seeing where you have been the thief of your own sanity by doing that. Like you're seeing your own self-sabotage. It's like with the Hanged Man as well, it's kind of seeing things from the higher perspective, the more evolved, more spiritually enlightened perspective. And it's kind of like, you can detach from the emotion of a situation and just very practically and unemotionally see where you may have gone wrong with your perspective, your approach, maybe, in your communication, Mercury, remember? So this hangman energy very much like, you're seeing how you, or where you have gone wrong in the past, or where you may be going wrong right now in whatever your situation may be. And whether it's, family, friends, partners, could be even business partners, not sure. But like it's almost like seeing things from a different perspective to be able to sort of be detached enough to see where you went wrong and not have this thing of having to put fault or blame on anybody kind of thing. You know, as you go through the ascension thing, you very much do lose the need to find someone to blame or like a reason for it, because it's kind of like, well, hang on, there's either a blessing or a lesson in it for all parties involved. So if it's a little victory for you, then yay, it's a blessing. If it's not, then there's a lesson there. Okay, something about yourself, maybe something about how you approach the world. So I really feel like this hangman energy, feeling like you're in suspension, you're doing a lot of introspection, a lot of looking at things from a very evolved perspective and a very, very mature way of looking at things. It's really, really good. And that's why I feel like the sun sort of ties into that as well, because now that you can see this, it's kind of like a new beginning in how you approach your family, partner, everybody. This eclipse is a major shift. I feel like this is a major shift for you in how you communicate with your loved ones and with everybody. Like, this is communication, like with Mercury. The reason why I'm saying with your loved ones is because it's with the 7th house. So those people that really matter in your life, So yeah, like, this is a really beautiful energy, Aries. My twins in Aries. My lord, this hangman one. I'm like, yeah, God, tell me it's happening. Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna stop getting sidetracked, guys. Already at 45 minutes. All right, just one second. So far, have I got everything? Haven't missed anything? Cool. I really don't care how long it takes, as long as Archangel Michael gets to get all the messages across that I need to put out there for my lovely Aries people. Okay, so the next card that we have after that awesome hangman is the 8 of Pentacles. So 8 of Pentacles, long-term effort. So this could be like an apprenticeship. This could be a long-term investment. Business could be a hobby being turned into a business. So it's going to take some time to sort of get off the ground and develop and get customers and cash flow, etc. So, and this can also be like long-term study. So if you're studying for a degree, that can take 2-3 years, whatever it is, can be like that. But this is basically consistent, disciplined effort, mastering a craft or an art of some description, he's making all of those pentacles exactly identical as the last one. So a lot of focused, determined, detailed effort going into something to do with the material world. So it will be something you can see, touch, taste, smell, hear. But pentacles also can be about, financial gain. That's right, investment, something that is going to grow as a financial benefit, financial income for you, but it's slow. It's it's going to take time. It's not something that's going to be an instant money-making success. It will take time, but it will be successful. 8 of Pentacles. And 8 is the number of abundance as well. So 8 of Pentacles is kind of like you're onto a winner, but be patient. It's coming. It will happen. You just need to keep putting in your consistent, disciplined effort. Okay. The next card that we have for my lovely Aries people is the 7 of Wands. So this is about standing your ground. Okay. Knowing how much effort and time you have put into whatever it is that you have to stand your ground on. Knowing your worth, knowing that you are as important as the next person. This is ultimately like the definition of this card is about a person defending their position in whatever the circumstances may be. So, if you have worked your way up in a business and you have just had a promotion or something like that, and now people are getting a bit, like, oh, how come that person, how come Aries was given that position? I work so hard, blah, 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 and all this kind of bitchiness and shit like that, and the politics that happens in workplaces sometimes. And this sort of rivalry thing is like, how come Aries got it? Why not us? That's those people right there with those ones. Okay. So this vibe of having to defend yourself, knowing that wherever you are, whether this is to do with work, whether it's to do with, family, partners, whatever, where you are, you need to know your worth and you need to stand your ground. So, yes, you love people, but you need to make sure that you are heard and you communicate clearly so that you are heard. With the cards that you've got with the astrology at the moment, it's very much a vibe of your communication with people that you love. So, do you have clear communication with the people that you love? Do you and your spouse sit down and talk and give each other the opportunity to speak their truth from their heart? Allow them the time to keep your mouth shut and hear them out until they're done, and then you respond. Not, listen for the sake of responding and talking really, really quickly and back and forth. No, you don't accomplish anything like that. Allowing a person to say what they have to say and get everything off their chest, especially when it comes to miscommunication, which I feel like this is very much about miscommunication. Each party needs to feel like they have been heard, and you come to a compromise, especially if this is about a marriage or a relationship of some description. When there's two people involved, there is always room for two, differing views and two differing wants or, desired results. That's what I'm trying to say. So compromise is important, but also standing your ground and making sure that, you are getting the same respect that you are giving, that people are meeting you halfway, that it's not all a one-way street in your friendships and relationships, regardless of who it's with. Okay, so working hard towards something and also standing your ground, Aries, very, very, very important. So this is the thing, Aries, I will stop for a second and just remind myself, I have 3 Aries that I know of. One in my immediate family, one, pretty close to that as well, and another that I knew quite intensely for a while. Now, you guys have no problem standing your ground. You guys have no problem defending yourself. So I really feel like this may be somebody else defending themselves against you, or feeling like they have to defend themselves against you. Because Aries, trust me, you guys may or may not realize this, but you guys do create this sometimes, okay? And trust me, I love you guys, okay? One of you created me. So trust me, I have nothing against Aries. Absolutely love you guys. I love your fire. Like, you guys, you remind me of me in some ways. Anyway, so what's the point of this? Oh, Lord. All right, people around you feeling like they need to defend themselves and stand their ground. Especially if this is to do, like, this reading, I feel like this is all to do with how you interact with the people that are around you and the people that you love. The areas of your life for long-term significant partners, romantic, business, family. So if this is your partner that feels like they have to defend themselves against you, Aries, that's not a good thing. Okay, so maybe this eclipse, you're kind of seeing that, like, you're able to, look at it from the outside. It's almost like, zooming in and zooming out on a camera, like you zoom out, you look at it from a distance. And it's almost like your consciousness gets sucked out of the back of your head and, like, zoomed back, and you're looking at this scene where you and whoever this person is that feels like they have to defend themselves against you are interacting. And, you're kind of going, ooh, okay. They're in fight and flight mode. They're feeling like they have to stand their ground and defend themselves against me. Why is that? What is the situation? Like, it may not be your intention. So when you sort of see it from that perspective, it's like, why are they feeling like that? Now, to answer why are they feeling like that, the clarifier for it is the Seven of Cups. So the Seven of Cups is about feeling like you're spoilt for choice, but the universe saying, guess again, matey. You might feel like you're spoilt for choice, but let's take a closer look at this card, shall we? Okay. So there's 7 cups here, yeah? First one has a snake in it. The one in the middle there that's covered with a cloth, I believe, has a big sword under that cloth. So careful how you grab it, because you could slice your hand open. Right. Then there's a pretty lady in one of those cups. Fair enough. Then you have some sort of a lizard dragon kind of creature thing. Don't know if it's dangerous, venomous, poisonous, what. Then you have a little gold wreath, some jewels, and a castle. So yeah, great. Some cool choices, some very nice choices, really. However, some not so nice choices. So, Aries, are you kind of a little bit up in that ego and feeling like you can have anything in the world that you want, and you've got the whatever. I was about to say the opposite gender, but I'm trying to be a bit more PC. But whatever kind of individuals are on your personal radar, I guess you could say. If you're feeling like you are too hot to trot and you are, God's gift to men, women, whatever it is that you're into, the universe is kind of going, don't know, Aries. Nobody is irreplaceable. Remember that. And ego is a very fast track to having a bit of a, how can I say it? A bit of a lesson in being humbled by the universe. Okay. So I feel like, to be quite honest, Aries, I feel like you've been a bit of a ass to someone, and been quite unpleasant, because you kind of feel like, what, I can have anything I want in the world. I just like, it's almost like you're not putting effort and time into the relationships in your life that matter, because you're kind of up yourself a little bit. For some of you, I feel like this is definitely playing out, and this is why the people in your life feel like they have to defend themselves, because you kind of like, take it or leave it, whatever. Like, hang on. There's some relationships that are a little bit more established and a little bit more, have a bit more substance and a bit more depth and a bit more history than to carry on like that in. And so I can understand how whoever your loved one is here is feeling like they have to stand their ground. And if your partner is kind of acting a bit like, whatever, if it gets too hard, I'm out of here kind of thing. It's kind of like, whoever is having that attitude or feeling that way, it's very much a vibe of, you're better off standing your ground and staying where you are, because trust me, if you get too caught up in that, you're probably going to be disappointed. This definitely would not be being clarified with this card. It's kind of like standing your ground, knowing how far you have come to get where you are. So if this is kind of like, long-term relationships, and, maybe there's arguments or whatever, there's a bit of conflict, and someone's thinking of leaving because, the world is my oyster, blah, blah, blah. How far have you come? How much history is there, guys? Are you really going to be that superficial and that flaky and forget how much history there is? How much has happened? And for others of you, it's kind of like, you might feel like you can keep hopping from one cup to another. But this is very much an energy of either you realizing, or the universe kind of teaching you in whatever way, shape, or form, over the over the period of this eclipse energy, that sometimes the grass is greener where you water it, and that's in personal development as well as relationships, as well as friendships, even. Like anything that is going to grow and evolve needs a bit of nurturing and a bit of time and effort and a bit of emotion being put into it. And that's another thing. It's like the card that was before the Seven of Wands was the Eight of Pentacles. That's all about putting time and effort into something that's a long-term investment, a long-term thing that pays, that bears fruit or has some sort of positive result in the material world, in the physical world. So, our relationships can definitely apply there. So definitely an energy of putting in effort for long-term things. I'm getting a long-term relationship, families, siblings, parents, whatever, marriages, definitely long-term boyfriend, girlfriend, anything. I feel like, putting a lot of time and effort into things, having so much history, having come so far together. Don't get so caught up in the vanity and the sparkle of the unknown, because there's a saying that we have here, which is better the devil you know than the devil you don't. Okay. Yeah, very much. The grass is not always greener on the other side, my friend. Just, looking at something from a long distance, it looks a lot nicer than it is sometimes. Get up close and personal, and you might see it's all dry, crusty. Grass with bindies in it, little spiky things that'll stick into your feet. Kind of unpleasant, my friend. So stand your ground, know how far you've come, know how hard you've worked to get there. And don't go flying off on a stupid whim because your ego wants to get ahead of itself and you're like, nah, man, I can't. I'm gonna like act out like a teenager and not care, but I'm an adult. I really get that vibe. I'm sorry, guys. I don't mean to be rude. I love you guys, Aries, but seriously. Michael, seriously? These are all the messages? All right. He's backing me on this, so I'm just going with it. Now, this reading's actually longer than I had hoped it would be. All right, moving on to the the Queen of Cups, not the Ace of Cups. So, Queen of Cups. I feel like this is actually quite a bit of a flow. That we're working hard on a long-term relationship, standing your ground, and either you kind of embodying the Queen of Cups energy, or you realizing that you have a Queen of Cups in your life. And this is why making like the Seven of Cups and thinking that, the world is your oyster kind of thing. Why would you want that when you have the Queen of Cups? The ultimate cup. The best cup there is, the cup that's like a trophy. Okay? Why would you want any other cup, my friend? This is your queen. Okay. This is a person that's very nurturing, very emotional, but she knows how to sort of temper her emotions. She knows how to rise above her emotions. And she's looking at that cup with so much love. And that's, her cup of love that she has given to her counterpart. Divine counterpart is the word that came to mind. So definitely getting a twin flames vibe here as well. It's kind of like, for some of you, especially if you're twin flames that are not together, it could be a realization that, if you want to establish a, committed, stable, ongoing relationship, you do need to put time and effort into it. And you do need to kind of stand your ground and not run for the hills at the first sign of trouble. Because you're not with just some, you're not with a person that has no idea or, brings no substance to your life. You're with your Queen of Cups, the one that is the queen of all the love in your life. Like, Cups is all about emotions. she rules your emotions. Like, she's the ruler of your ocean of love. Very, very beautiful. And I feel like this is the person that your communication with is, the focus is on, basically. And this could be a mother figure. This could be, a maternal person. And it doesn't have to be a female. It can be somebody that, just has a strong feminine aspect. And can be quite nurturing, quite maternal. This is someone that could be working in childcare or works with kids or, has kids. Yeah. Definitely a very loving, nurturing vibe from this person. And whoever this person is, this could be somebody around you. This could even be you. Like, through the eclipse, you're kind of, evolving and shifting and having a few realizations. And you could be embodying the Queen of Cups energy throughout this period or towards the end of it. But I actually did clarify, and we've got the moon. So I feel like if this is somebody else around you, I feel like you feel that there are things that are hidden. There are secrets. The moon symbolizes, things that are hidden in the dark of night. But this moon also symbolizes that nothing remains hidden. And it may be a long time coming, but this is also a very intuitive card. So there's very much a vibe of, if you feel like there are secrets being kept or things that are hidden from you, ask your intuition, my friend. Your intuition is your best friend. It will never lie to you. And it is the most easily accessible, if you're able to access it, source of truth. Your truth. Okay. So, your intuition is linked to your soul. Your soul has access to the Akashic field. Your higher self does. You have your own Akashic records within your soul, and you also have access to the universal ones during your ascension. So very much, if you have doubts, if you have fears in relation to this Queen of Cups, whoever this may be, check in with your intuition. Ask your guardian angels, your guides, ascended masters, star family. We're never alone, guys. Like, even if you're in a room like this, yeah, it looks like an empty room, I guarantee you there's at least 5 or 6 beings of light that are part of your divine team that are always with you. So yes, it might seem a bit weird for some of us to sort of be like talking to somebody that's supposed to be there but you can't see them. The 3D brain doesn't like to equate that. So to make it easier on us, how about you just sort of think, hey, if there are beings of love and light that are around me right now, that are here to help me, do you think you could help me work this one out? I'd like to work out the truth of this situation. Am I right? About thinking blah, blah, blah about this person or this situation. Are my concerns founded in anything actually factual? Or am I just being paranoid? Is it my ego messing with me? Fear of pain, fear of rejection, fear of past experiences repeating. Like, they're all things that can make us fear the intentions or the motives of someone that embodies this kind of an energy. And I say that because, Queen of Cups is like such a loving, open, nurturing, caring soul. It's kind of like, how can you think there's something hidden when somebody's so open? Like, quite literally wears their heart in their sleeve, and they are, it's what you see is what you get ultimately with this person. And for you to feel like that there's, something hidden, there's something unseen, there's a mystery, or there's some sort of a catch-22 here. I really feel like you need to seek that with your intuition, or you need to express this to your Queen of Cups. Step the up and communicate this stuff. Because yes, Mercury, 7th house, this person is very important in your life. That's why they've shown up here. Okay, so you need to communicate. You need to address whatever your concerns are, express whatever it is that's bothering you. Get your feelings out onto the table and try and do it in an unemotional way. Okay, if you have concerns, if you have things like if something has happened and you kind of, why did they say that? Or, why did they do that at that time? Like, what was that? Like, that's a bit weird. It made no sense. It's a bit like, if there was something going on, then that made me feel a bit weird. If it's that kind of stuff that's stewing around in your head, friend, communicate it and just say, look, this might be nothing. It could just be me being, my ego just cooking up crap, and put it out there. So it's not taken as an accusation or, what did you do kind of vibe. It's, can you help me out? I'm a bit confused here. Like, help me make, get the right side up of this situation. That, my friend, will get you so, it will actually carry brownie points in a sense, because it's kind of like, yeah, you weren't so caught up in yourself and so assuming that you have all the answers and you know everything when you don't, Aries. No, none of us do. Trust me. Okay. You didn't get all, oh yeah, I have all the answers. I know everything kind of, and think that you have everything figured out and ruin friendships and relationships and allow them to deteriorate because of your ego getting ahead of you and you getting a bit too overconfident. So, ask questions. There is nothing wrong with that. Because the reason why I'm saying that is you have the King of Swords in the reverse. So King of Swords is a person that's been through emotional pain. They've healed it. And so they're able to actually speak from the heart, and they're able to speak their truth without being too emotionally cutting and too harsh. But I feel like when he's in reverse, he's feeling like he's unable to speak his truth. Very much ties in with the energy of Mercury, how you communicate. Yeah. Throat chakra, again. The King of Swords, when he's in the upright, he's able to speak about things that have hurt him and things that are emotionally, upsetting. But he's able to take the emotion out of it because he's healed it. He's able to rise above his emotions. And he can speak his truth and be authentic and not care because he's gone through this stage of transformation and he's risen above his pain. However, when it's in the reverse, it's kind of like there's still a bit of work to do in that sense. Okay, there's still a bit of healing that needs to go on. And maybe that's why the moon card's here, because you're still healing, so you're kind of a little bit still suspicious of people's intentions and a little bit unsure of things. But it's actually clarified by the Judgment card, which is a beautiful card. Okay, Judgment is about epiphanies. It's about second chances. It's about realizations. It's about, that lightning bolt moment where all of a sudden, all of these things just all of a sudden make sense. And you see the bigger picture and you're like, oh my Lord, how come I did not get it up until now? I just didn't get it. And this is like, this is second chances. This is realizations. So this is a major turning point. Like, this is a huge one. Like, especially when it's with the moon, it's kind of like, moon's a very spiritual card. It's very much about your intuition as well. So maybe it's kind of like, on another note, your intuition might be drawing you to this Queen of Cups, whoever this is. And you're feeling the need to communicate with this person, maybe to clear the air about something that's past. Definitely, if this is twin flames that are in physical separation or non-communication, this could be very much an urge to clear the air and start communication with the Queen of Cups, who could be your twin. Maybe to resolve whatever has passed, to clear the air, to deliver some truths. Maybe you are the one with some secrets from previously. or maybe both. And so you both need to, speak your truth and clear the air and own up to whatever it is that you guys may or may not have done, whatever the case may be, so that you can have your judgment. You can have your moment of realizing, okay, hang on a second. Yes, whatever's happened has happened, but do I really, truly want to lose this person from my life for good? Is that something I can handle? Is that something I want to live with? Is that something that I can see in my future without this person? And there's going to be a realization. I can't say which direction anybody's going to go in. Free will is a big part of everything that goes on this earth. But, this is a lot of truth kind of bringing about this. So, there is going to be some realizations. There's going to be a lot of people, a lot of you Aries, like changing in a drastic way, like in a very noticeable way. Because it's kind of like you've got the Hangman, then you've got the Judgment card energy, and you've got the Moon. It's kind of major transformation going on for you guys, Aries. And I feel like this is going on a very deep level. Like, yes, you're trying to manifest things in the physical world. Oh, good, we all are. But you're having some monumental shifts. And I feel like, if this is twin flames, divine masculine is having a wakey sunshine. Hard. Like, okay. So, I don't know how else to put it. Like, and not to sort of say, hey, yeah, all twin flames are going to be like, oh, and come running back and all that kind of stuff. No, not necessarily. Like, free will. Some people will, choose their ego over and their pride over their path and what they're destined to do, and that's their choice. And whatever, I'm sure they'll come back to a point where they'll have the chance to make that decision again. But I don't have all the answers. Nobody does. So I'm not going to even try and go there. But following on from the King of Swords in reverse with the Judgment card, big epiphanies, big realizations, followed by the card of putting down burden, like burden in responsibilities, obligations, things like, not going to events and social gatherings and things like that you're invited to just because you feel like people expect you to, and that would be the nice thing to do. If you're really not in it, you're not going to bother. It's kind of like you're starting to honor yourself a lot more, and you're putting down the burden of anything that is unfair or out of balance in your life, because 10 of Wands is clarified by the 6 of Cups. Oh, sorry, 6 of Pentacles. The 6 of Pentacles is about, injustice or justice, like fairness and even exchange of give and take. Friendships and relationships where you give as good as you get. You're giving respect and love and time and attention, and you're getting the same thing in return. This card, if you look at it, he's actually being quite unfair. Like, he's giving money to one person and he's ignoring the other one. And he's quite well off. I'm sure he's got enough to go around and some. Okay, but he's being a bit of a slime ball and trying to sort of win favors with one and not the other. So, there's unfairness right there. But this is a card about realizing and seeing that and fixing it. He's got a set of scales in his other hand, which are actually balanced. So, yes, it might on the surface look a little bit unfair, but there's an underlying sort of theme or vibe of fairness in the bigger picture, in the larger scheme of things. So you putting down these burdens, whatever it is that you're sort of detaching from, whatever you're walking away from, it's in the hope of having more justice or more just circumstances or situations. Okay, and then the next card that we have for you is the Five of Swords, one of my least favorite cards. But 5 is the number of change, okay? So change is not a bad thing. Change grows us, it evolves us. But 5 of Swords, this is a card about somebody who takes advantage of other people's suffering. The narcissist card, ultimately. This is a person that's running around stealing trophies and smiling and having much satisfaction at other people's misery. Somebody's actually got their face in their hands and they're crying. And he's smiling like a bit of a, I don't even have a word for it, nasty thing. Okay, this is such an unpleasant vibe, but this is why I clarified it. It's the Nine of Swords clarifying it. Which is one of those moments where you're kind of like, I'm more confused now. But I feel like the combination of these cards, it's like the narcissist, the psychological warfare that is going on with you is all internal. This card, it sort of depicts it as an external, it's, somebody outside of you inflicting that on you or other people. But when it's clarified with the Nine of Swords, it's kind of like, my friend, swords are air energy, so it's mental energy, thoughts and words. Yes, this may be used up at night stewing over words that have been exchanged between you and other people. But ultimately, these two cards together to me is basically saying, like, you are your own worst enemy in a sense. Yes, you might be up late at night and stressing and nightmares and anxiety and all of that. And you feel like you have no peace. And it's quite an unpleasant energy, but it's almost like you need to step back and realize that you are inflicting this on yourself. They're both swords, 5 and 9 of swords. 5 of swords, the narcissist taking advantage of other people's suffering. It's almost like how they say karma, it's like you get what you give. So if you were the person that was causing the torment, the stress, the late nights, being up, crying, stressing, being quite miserable, depressed, anxiety, all of that, it's almost like you're experiencing what you may have inflicted on someone else at some point. Ouch. Aries. I hope this is not you, and I hope this might be somebody else. But like now that I'm looking down at this, when you have the King of Swords with the Judgment card, okay, Judgment card is like Judgment Day. The angel blows the trumpet, and the dead people rise from their graves, and their souls are judged by how they lived on earth, and blah blah blah. You go to heaven or not, that kind of business. Okay, so then you get that, and putting down the burdens and having fairness or an even exchange of energy. And then it's kind of like, but you're your own worst enemy because you may have been embodying a very narcissistic energy, whether it's you or somebody else. It's clarified by the Nine of Swords, so it's kind of like whatever's been put out into the world is being received back. So if you have been the narcissist, then it's almost as if you're experiencing it in some way, shape, or form yourself on some level. The kind of discomfort, emotional, mental, whatever that you may have put out into the world, you're experiencing it yourself. And this may or may not be warranted. Like, I feel like this could be you or this could be somebody else. If this is somebody else that did this to you, they're dealing with the same energy. And I feel like this eclipse, you may see proof of that, or you might experience it. And I hope this is not you, sort of thing, because maybe also to put it into different perspective, because you had the Hanged Man card, and it's almost like you saw the part of you that, your shadow side. You basically were able to view it and see it from a non-emotional, detached perspective to sort of say, okay, well, that is my shadow side. That is part of me. I still love it and I accept it unconditionally. However, now you're kind of seeing how that energy is played out. And so you're feeling bad because you've got a higher perspective, you've got a more evolved perspective. You're actually looking back on everything that has passed, looking back on the battlefield after the mess, yeah. And you're kind of looking at the mess you made, and it's upsetting you, and it's causing you nightmares and late nights and being anxious and all up in your head. Aries, take this from the bottom of my heart. You cannot change the past. What is done is done. You stressing about it, you feeling bad about it, you losing sleep, wearing yourself down and not taking care of your body and your need for sleep because of it is not going to achieve anything. The only thing that will achieve anything in this circumstance, when you are realizing where you went wrong and how you may have hurt people that you love, how you may have done the wrong thing by those people, the only way to fix that, my friend, communication. Okay? Yes, you might feel bad. And yes, I know, trust me, I know about feeling guilty. Guilt trips were always a manipulation tactic in my household growing up. So I know all about guilt. Trust me. There's no point in it. If it really means that much to you and it's weighing on you that much that it's shown up like this, so strongly in this energy, for this reading, please, Aries, do yourself a favor, and whoever this person is that you're feeling this much guilt and remorse about how you behaved with them, do what you're meant to do. Okay. I forgot there's a final card. I'm actually really happy to see this now. We've got the Queen of Swords, accompanied by the Knight of Swords. I like it. Okay. So you're actually going to do what I have just told you to do, Aries. You are going to communicate. So I'm not sure. I feel like this is you. So you're going to come across, you're going to put on an act up on the front, like up front. Externally, you're going to be acting all cool and detached and a bit, cold, like the Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords, much like King of Swords, has been hurt emotionally, but she hasn't healed enough to not be cutting and harsh with her words. However, because of the pain and the things that she's been through with people, she's quite discerning. So as you can see, she's got her sword up in one hand, blocking the people that mean her harm and don't come in love and light. And she's got her hand out, welcoming those who do come in peace and love. Okay. So she's not completely cut off. She's not, like, oh, I won't allow anyone into my life because I've been hurt. I'm, stuff them all. She's not that person. She's still healing from the things that she's been through, which is a process we all go through. But she can speak about her pain. She may or may not be able to detach from it emotionally, but she can speak her truth when she needs to. Just be warned, she can be a bit harsh at times. So whether this is you or somebody you're approaching, I'm not quite sure. But I do feel like it's you because of the fact that the Knight of Swords is the clarifier. So the Knight of Swords is about somebody who wants to speak their truth so bad they're in such a rush that they've forgotten to put their visor down and they're rushing off. So I feel like this is you because of the fact that you've had this hanged man, like higher perspective realization. I feel like major downloads, major evolution going on for you. And this judgment, this epiphany, aha moment, this realization of how unfair things were with you and people in your life, whoever this may apply to, okay? And it has really made you look back on how you've behaved and how you've interacted with the people you love and all the long-term relationships that you have in your life. And it's actually really quite upsetting for you. And it's quite painful. And it's very upsetting. But this is inspiring you to rush ahead and speak your truth. Embody the Queen of One Swords energy and speak your truth from the heart. Emotional, unemotional, whatever. But you're going to be honest and you're going to deliver your truth to this person, whoever this is. This is a really, really beautiful reading, Aries. And I would really, really, really like to think, Archangel Michael, that this will be the course of action that my twin is going to take. Okay. Sorry. I can make my little cheeky requests with Archangel Michael. I always do. He's my brother, man. I call him my brother anyway. Archangel Michael, are these three the right cards for Aries? Are there any more? Okay, only 3 goddess cards for you, Aries. Ooh, this has been a long reading, but it's been a good one. This eclipse is going to be quite intense for you guys. I know. But guys, you are quite literally transforming. Like, I know it might feel rough and a bit but hang in there. You'll be fine, okay? All right, I'm going to quickly get the book and I'm going to read you the messages from the goddesses as well. So first one we have is Irene, and it says peace. It says there is no need to worry as everything is working out beautifully. Okay, I'm just going to turn. Here we are. That's the card. So, a message from Irene says, even though appearances may seem chaotic, I assure you that a higher plan is in action. This all-loving power is carrying and supporting you completely. Relax into the arms of divine love and breathe away all cares, concerns, and worries. Put your focus into enjoying and appreciating each blessing. Your gratitude helps you attract even more blessings into your life. So yeah, gratitude of attitude will always turn the floodgates of blessings on. So yes, giving your cares and worries to heaven. The advice here is also to meditate or engage in peace-enhancing activities such as yoga, sea salt baths, massages, naps, music, playfulness. Whatever just sort of makes you happy and zone out and like be in the flow. Whatever that is. Yeah, we're all different. Whatever makes you happy, do it. Chase your bliss, my friends. Trust me. You have to. It is your responsibility to maintain your joy in life. It's an inside job. So the next card we have is Saraswati, the arts. Express yourself through creative activities. So she's a Hindu goddess. Her message is, you're a limitless being. If it seems that you have time, money, or other restrictions, it's simply because your mind is focused upon the material world. You can unlimit yourself by lifting the cloak of the material world from your focus. Music is essential for the expression of non-material ideas and energies. Music colors our surroundings with emanations from the highest vibrational fields. It allows us to escape all limitations in our thinking and very existence. Surround yourself in music and allow it to stimulate your own creative thinking and to spark new ideas. Flow with music and give yourself permission to investigate and experiment with putting your creative ideas into action. Enjoy being limitless. I like it. Okay, so some other meanings for this is that you should play music, sing, draw, dance, paint, write, or do something creative. Study or consider a change of career that gives you creative freedom. Take a creative class, invest in artistic hobby, keep a journal of your artistic ideas, or join a writing club or some other creative support system. Seriously. Even for those of us that think that we're not really creative, like quite literally, I was thinking that one day, and then within 24 hours, I'm kind of like thinking of something or doing something. I'm like, this is definitely creative. I was like, ting ting. So my team likes to do that to me as soon as I think, no, that's not me. They'll tell me otherwise. Okay, so the last card we have for the goddess guidance is Sulis, bodies of water. Spend time near water, such as a lake, a river, or the ocean to recharge your batteries. Sorry, there's so many little synchronicities of my twin in this reading. Archangel Michael, please let it be so. All right. So the message from Solis is, water's curative effects are well known and well documented. Since the human body is composed almost entirely of water, this makes sense. Water can wash away sadness, pain, and ill effects of suffering. Engage in purification rituals involving water more often, and you'll experience an uplifting in your spirit and outlook. Water's magical properties are amplified when you infuse it with your prayers and intentions. Whether you soak in a sea salt bath or bathe in a freshwater spring, you are sure to see the difference the water will make. So some meanings for this are: go for a meditative walk near water, take a vacation near water, move to a home situated close to a body of water, take a sea salt bath, go for a swim, or drink more water. There you go. So my lovely Aries people, I'm really sorry that this has taken so long, but I really hope that there were messages there for you and you found some love and support and some inspiration. That is what I'm here for. That is what I live for. And yes, I will most likely see you guys next week. And I will do the reading for the upcoming week. I know I said this is for 2 weeks of energy, but this is the eclipse energies that are playing out. What about what else happens next week, huh? I know people will be like, oh, when I say that, but hey, this is the ride we're on, my lovelies. We're all in this together. Anyway, I'm going to now. Have a wonderful, wonderful eclipse and week or two, and I will speak to you lovely Aries people again soon. Take care.